Now joined by Ann Riley Huber of the Generals women's soccer team, one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week, coming off a strong weekend. Goal, assist, named ODAC women's soccer player of the week, a couple of wins. Just talk us through the whole weekend.
Well, traveled a really far way. Bus ride was super long, lots of homework. But I think that the energy the entire way there, the first practice that we had on the Covenant practice field, was just super high energy, and we went into the weekend super strong. And that mental focus that we had definitely got us through the weekend.
Then on Sunday, a win against Barry. You had the game-winning goal on just a play that starts on the defensive side of the field. You bring it all the way across, and then a nice shot from distance. Just kind of walk us through that play from your eyes and kind of what you saw and how it all transpired.
I honestly did not realize that I was so far back on the field. And I actually had a chat with one of my best friends at halftime, and she said, if you're at the top of the box, take the shot. And I was like, well, Lindsay, I don't know when I'm supposed to shoot. You seem to always know, and I just want to dribble up to the goal. And she was like, just take the shot, take the shot. So I definitely credit her with helping me out, but I wanted a goal. I hadn't gotten one this season, and I wanted one.
Well, it certainly paid off for you there. Game-winning goal against Barry on Sunday. Now that makes 3 straight wins for the Generals women's soccer team. You guys are unbeaten through your first 6 contests. Just what's been that big key to success in the early part of the season?
I think definitely our mentality, our positivity on and off the field. We want to be the best. We have focused on our grit a lot this year. That's one of our team words, and we actually ranked it early in the season as a 3 out of 5, and now we're at 5 out of 5, which is awesome, but definitely that grit.
What has head coach Tiffany Pins in her first season brought to the team this year as well? Just obviously a new scenario for you guys where you come back for another season and now you have a new coaching staff. You have to learn a lot of different things and it's worked so far. What's been that transition process like?
I think Coach Pins doesn't necessarily always focus on the soccer aspect of our team, but she cares a lot more about who we are as a person and what we're learning on and off the field, the lessons that she's teaching us. And I think those definitely come in handy on the field, whether we're thinking about grit, whether we're thinking about that positivity aspect. But she's a great player in the game for sure.
And then 2 games again this week, Wednesday night at Southern Virginia, and then you kick off ODAC play on Saturday at Shenandoah. As now we get into the thick part of the schedule where it becomes conference play and kind of each of those games mean just a little bit more. Just kind of what's that mentality like and how do you keep this good momentum rolling?
I think that something we've struggled with in the past is starting off games super strong. And on Sunday against Barry, we started very strong from the bat, putting in tackles, playing the ball forward, and we just need to keep that mentality.
She's Ann Riley Huber of the Generals women's soccer team. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a strong week and best of luck in the week ahead.
Thank you.
Now joined by one of the GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. It is Patrick Rooney of the men's soccer team. Patrick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll start with last weekend. A 4-0 win against Oglethorpe. A draw against Emory. 2 goals in that game on Friday. Career day for you. Just talk about that day.
So kind of going into the game, Oglethorpe is kind of a huge team in our region, so it was a really important game to pick up a couple points to set us up for the NCAA tournament. But yeah, going into it, our coach is kind of really diligent about giving us solid scouting reports, and kind of going from there, it was just about execution, and come done with my teammates, some great assists, and I'm just glad I was able to finish the chances I got.
Seems like your teammates almost tried to keep feeding you too, trying for that hat trick. Was that in the back of your mind? Like, hey, this doesn't come around often. Here's a good chance for it.
Yeah, no, definitely, especially second half when I was sitting on 2 goals. There was a couple minutes left in the game, and definitely every time I got the ball, I was definitely had an eye for goal.
So then, kind of just moving forward a little bit, if you look over the first 6 games, 4-1-1 the record. Unbeaten over your last 5 games. Just kind of, you feel like you guys are slowly starting to find some form here as we head into conference play?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think our scheduling for our season, we definitely front load with a lot of very competitive out-of-conference teams, starting with Messiah, which is kind of ranked in the top 10, and other top teams in the region, kind of including NC Wesleyan and Maryville as well. So I think we put ourselves in a really competitive spot, especially beginning with ODAC play.
What would you say is the biggest difference, with this group from last year and the last couple of years that you've been here?
I would say kind of just leadership in that my class, the senior class, I believe there's 13 of us on the team now, and we've been here for 3 years. And I think we've all been stepping up, especially in practice and in games and execution, to draw the best out of all the guys.
So now we'll look ahead to this week. Game Wednesday against Bridgewater, on the road Saturday at Shenandoah. Start of conference play, the most meaningful games of the year. Kind of how do you guys get conference play off on the right foot and keep the good times rolling?
I think it's kind of just go back to the basics, and which for us I think is understanding that we're kind of capable of beating any team in the conference, but it's just up to us and our execution. So I think it's staying diligent on our game plan and knowing what we're capable of, and get us going on the right foot.
It's Patrick Rooney of the men's soccer team and one of our GeneralSports.com athletes of the week. Patrick, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on a successful weekend and best of luck this week.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.